Government is shut down and NASA has stopped giving updates on 3IA Atlas because they in fact know that it's not just a meteor and it's not just going to pass through the sun, and that it's actually the Anunnaki or princely bloodline coming back to do what they're supposed to do.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies, I came across these stitches on my For You and I thought to share. Many people are reacting to the fact that because of the government shutdown, these folks has refused to give updates on Anunnakis or even 3i Atlas. This actually sparked a lot of conversation on the Space official platform, and I was able to put up some of those stitches. Lovely, some little throughout this stitch, and as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together about this Anunnaki. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section for the sake of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright, lovely, let's
Government is shut down and NASA has stopped giving updates on 3IA Atlas because they in fact know that it's not just a meteor and it's not just going to pass through the sun, and that it's actually the Anunnaki or princely bloodline coming back to do what they're supposed to do. Is insane. And if you don't know who the Anunnaki are and what they relate to and the pantheon behind them, just know that there was a time when they were supposed to return, and at this time it was not good. They were going to the planet Nabaru and they're supposed to be on their way back. And all the distractions down here on Earth are distracting. But let me just give you a quick little lesson on what the fuck is going on. I know this cat showed up at my door, all black cat of course, about 3 weeks ago, and she had kittens. So if anybody wants a kitten, let me know. I didn't know she was pregnant, but we're here now. So 4 kittens for free. Come get them. The interesting thing that most people don't know about the Anunnaki is they are used in everything from like formulas to create curses, and they appear in incantations as well. They also correlate to the Epic of Gilgamesh. If you guys know what that is, it's all insane. Now there are these Anu sky gods that are from around the time of ancient Mesopotamia, and they are all named like in ancient like Mesopotamian texts. They are named by name, and you can find each and every single one. They're a part of like a Babylonian creation story, and there narrates someone named Murdoch, and they assign 300 Anunnaki gods for duty in the heavens and the same number of duty in the netherworlds, giving a total of 600 of these Anunnaki. Now these are major deities of the Mesopotamian pantheon, and the geological relationship were different than those of the individual deities that were part of the Anunnaki. They had specific things that did not really align with where they were at. Nevertheless, these Sumerian deities were very significant. They were said to have this whole little spiel about determining the fate of humans. This is what they looked like. They had these wings, these nice little hats. They were sky gods for sure, 100%. There are major similarities between them, which would be the Anunnaki, and the Nephilim, which were the fallen angels that abandoned their watch posts, and they also align with the old Babylonian version of the Epic of Gilgamesh. Again, one big thing that people don't talk about is how the Anunnaki, the term Anu in Sumerian text translates to princely blood. And the Anunnaki believed in keeping a princely bloodline pure, and said that one day they would come back from planet Nubaru to re-engulf that bloodline. And basically redetermine the fate of humans. And that's 3i Atlas. That is them returning. I am almost 100% sure that these people traveling through the galaxy who will stop on Jupiter, okay, they will stop on Jupiter next year, March 2026. They're on their way back, and we're in the plot of Don't Look Up. I'm just putting that out there. Think what you want. The fact that the government is shut down and NASA has stopped giving updates on 3IA.
You and me, you know what we got to do? We got to talk, because allegedly we've had our first communication with the Anunnaki this weekend. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, after the alleged meteorite fell to the ground, a message from the Anunnaki allegedly came through in Alabama, and more specifically Georgia, during a national television broadcast. In this alleged message that lasted for up to 3 minutes, the Anunnaki message claimed to say that they knew about the galactic war that was going on above us in space. They knew about the wars here on Earth. They also knew about the meteorite that fell to the ground, which it wasn't a meteorite. They also claimed that a lot more weird and bizarre and unexpected weather conditions and anomalies would be taking place in the coming months. In this message, the Anunnaki did claim to say that they are here to help. They are not here for any other thing, but they are here to help mankind. Now, have you heard this? And are you perhaps someone who actually saw this message? Now, I have received videos and stories and messages from people claiming all of these things, but I specifically want to know if you've heard about this. Do you know about this, or did you see this? Because after I went down the rabbit hole, a lot of the things are adding up. But I want to hear from all of you, because after the meteorite fell, this message has now come across our screens. So drop it in the comments. Let me know what you know about this and if you've seen it or you know someone who has. And remember, anything we talk about is for learning, information, and entertainment purposes only, because it's up to you to believe what you want to believe. It's not up to anyone else. So drop it in the comments and help me get this video to as many people as possible.
Y'all know they said these aliens that's supposed to be touching down look like 7 foot tall African Americans. So y'all seen them. So y'all seen the aliens. They came here already, right? Because I know y'all ain't seen them through a telescope inside they ship, right? No, I don't think so. But they said they look like 7 foot tall African Americans. And how they get that description, it sounds a lot like when the police put a description out of a suspect. Man, they probably just be like, eat African American, go stop the next one you see. You feel me? Like, so the aliens that's supposed to be coming here in 2 weeks or November or whenever the fuck they're supposed to be coming, they look like 7 foot tall African Americans. You see how they twisting the narrative up, right? They look like African Americans. So be scared of African Americans. The ancient alien African Americans are coming here. They're not African Americans. You feel me? Because, you know, we as black people, y'all gotta open up. You feel me? Y'all gotta open your mind up. Y'all gotta open your eyes up. We not African Americans, bro. I ain't even gonna say it, but they spinning the narrative like they always do, like they've always done. Them aliens that's coming is our ancestors. That's the ancestors coming back to this world where shit went down at to get back everything that motherfuckers owe. You feel me? They are 7 foot tall Native Americans. They 7 foot tall Native American ancestors coming back for this land. Why you think they coming to Miami? You feel me? They coming to Miami? Where did the shit start at? You feel me? 7 foot tall ancient Native American ancestors coming back to fuck.
Baby, that's not a red sun. That's planet Nibiru. You see, it's a reason why the Pentagon warned us about the Anunnaki returning, when the truth is they actually never left. You notice lately there has been a lot of things, strange things, right, happening with the sky and rainstorms and tornadoes in places where they normally don't happen. And the reason for that is they don't want us to see what's really going on. But here's the thing, even if we cannot see it, a lot of us are feeling it. Energetically, a lot of us are being lightheaded, having headaches, being totally exhausted, sleeping like a newborn baby. A lot of us are changing our diets, the way we eat, the people that we are around, our environments, the whole nine. And the reason for that is the shift in frequency. See, it's going to come to a point where a lot of us are forced to actually vibrate higher. It's the reason why the Schumann resonance is through the roof like it has been, and all these solar flares that been hitting the earth as well. When I tell y'all, when these people pull up in this spaceship and they get off and they like 10 foot tall and they look like, never mind, y'all probably already think I'm crazy.
Anunnaki. There you go. And they're coming back on 3i Atlas. How'd they come here to an interview? You know, you think they'll be down with the podcast?
Yeah.
You think the Anunnaki would be proud of me and you for this podcast?
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
so.
They're like, you guys are the epitome of everything that we work so hard for.
Exactly. You were what we were trying to create as they're stealing my gold chain and my ring and shit. Dude, I mean, it definitely would be some shit though. December, whatever, you know, right before Christmas, Anunnaki show up. They're back. Hey guys, we're back, bitches. This could be, Adrian, that Independence Day moment you're always talking about.
I believe in the next 10 years that we will have a Independence Day event. You're going to wake up in one morning and there's something floating over your fucking town, dude.
It may be in the next fucking 10 weeks at this rate, you know?
Right.
Shit. Honestly, Adrian, if you're making a prediction here, what do you think? You think this is just a bullshit fucking rock floating by us?
I think it's a bullshit rock floating by us. Yeah. I don't think it's anything significant.
I do like a good conspiracy. The one about the Anunnaki is actually really a good conspiracy. But everybody's saying that they seen NASA talking about that they're coming back, which I don't think is correct. It was somebody who used to work at NASA and something along the sort. But nonetheless, right, I hear a lot of black people saying like, oh, you know, oh, they're black and that they are not the same. If they happen to come back, right, I don't care if they're black, blue, or purple. You got to understand that there's one thing about this conspiracy that everybody worldwide agreed upon, right? Everybody agreed upon one thing, right? They were trying to create a slave race of people. They wanted slaves. They wanted to conquer, right? No matter how they look, they wanted to enslave people. Don't fall for no tricks. Even if this is true or not true, don't you fall for no tricks.
This land is being returned back to the indigenous people. And when I say land, I mean the whole planet Earth is being returned back to us. Don't y'all know that it's 70 degrees here in Colorado? It's November. According to these Colorado natives, that's not normal. It normally snows during these times. Not this year. I'm going to tell y'all the reason behind that. Because the indigenous people of this planet has awakened. Therefore, the climate is changing. You know how they used to talk about global warming in school? They were talking about us. They knew that during these times, we will be awakening. This planet, Earth, knows who belongs to it. Even here in America. You know, this whole planet knows that we are indigenous to it. Y'all need to stop arguing with motherfuckers on TikTok about who's the real indigenous people are. This land knows. They're being removed off this bitch, not us. The government shutdown is not coming back up. This is endgame. No more of that. The Anunnakis are responsible for the government shutdown. You didn't think that Orange Man had anything to do with this, right? He don't have the power that people think he has. No. The Anunnaki caused the government to shut down because they are trying to restore us. They're trying to help us because of guilt and shame of what they've done to us. They created this matrix, put us through slavery, created a group of people to go against us. You know, when they descended here to Africa, they created Caucasian race, African race, you know, the ones who look like us, but they ain't us. They created Asian people. So those are your children of the Anunnakis, not us. We are primordial beings. We come from the primordial waters. Have you ever heard of a story of the Taino people? They used to talk about how they came from the waters. Yeah, like our ancestors dead ass came from the waters, you know. We are not children of the Anunnakis. I'm gonna need y'all to figure out who the fuck y'all are and stop trying to be claiming a title so bad. These are exciting times to be alive. Have y'all heard about Jamaica? Jamaica, after their hurricane, there were new rivers that was formed. How beautiful is that? Do y'all not see what's happening right now? So just watch everything unfold because everything is being returned back to us.
These are what people call aliens or advanced. I call them advanced beings because we look a lot like them and they look a lot like us. There is some distinction. They were distinguishable from humans, but they look just like humans in the biblical text. In the Bible, in some texts, they call them the Anak, A-N-A-K, the Anunnaki, the Anak. They say we were grasshoppers in their eyesight. They were big people. And these people came from heaven to earth. And in the Naturu, in ancient Egypt, they say the Naturu came down from heaven to earth and turned mud into a kingdom. In the Aboriginal culture, The Aboriginal elder. I've been on walkabouts in the outback. The Aboriginal elders, verbal handed down history for thousands of years. We were seeded on this planet by the Pleiadians. They brought us here. We were the first people here. You go to the Hopi tribe, the Lakota tribe. Our star brothers seeded us on this planet. I mean, we keep slapping our ancient ancestors in the face, doubting their wisdom and doubting their understanding of what really happened, doubting their drawings that they left behind and their texts they left behind by coming up with their own modern day mainstream idea of what we think happened when they left the proof and the evidence right for us.
So lovely. The idea of Anunnaki returning has evolved from ancient Mesopotamia and into a modern cultural phenomenon, blending science, fiction, and alternative speculation. In tradition, Sumerist texts, the Anunnaki were divine figures associated with creation, kingship, and cosmic order. Over time, contemporary interpretation expanded them into extraterrestrial architects of early civilization. Although these interpretations have no empirical basis, they continue to influence storyline telling, internet culture, and symbolic discussion about humanity, origin, and future. Within this landscape, the concept of three-eye atlas represents the nearest or the next layer of speculative imagination, whether seen as an advanced system, a dimensional gateway, or a technological structure. It functions as a narrative truth, a bridge between ancient might and futuristic possibility. The pairing of the Anunnaki with something called the Three-Eye Atlas suggests a union of old and new ancient comic being, reimagined through the advanced phase of platform. You know, in this framework, Three-Eye Atlas is not just a device but a symbol. It embodies expansion of knowledge, integration of intelligence, and the mapping of reality across multiple planes. It positions humanity as standing on the threshold of profound transformation, one in which old merges with emerged technological evolution. The storyline then becomes less about literal beings descending from the sky and more about humanity confronting its own desire for meaning, power, and belongings in the universe. Speculations about an Anunnaki return through such a system often reflect deeper human questions. What would it mean to encounter a civilization older and more advanced than ours? How would humanity respond to the collapse of familiar boundaries between science and might, between the physical and the metaphysical, between earthly identity and comic perspective? The Anunnaki serves as a canvas on which these uncertainties are projected. Three-eye atlas functions as the mechanism through which those projections converge. The narrative also carries a cautionary dimension, integrating ancient might forces with advanced structure raises questions about control, responsibility, and interpretation. It suggests that humans often seek external savior or comic explanation when facing instability on Earth. These stories mirror current anciencies and other technological acceleration, global changes and fragile of existing systems. The Anunnaki actually represent power that feels both protective and overwhelming. The Triad Atlas becomes the emergent engine that could either liberate or destabilize humanity, depending on how it's used. Untimely, the idea of Anunnaki arriving with Triad Atlas is more modern of transformation. It reflects collective fascination with origin, destiny, and forces greater than ourselves. It blends ancient symbolism, speculative technology, and existential curiosity into a single narrative. Rather than a prediction, it functions as a mirror, revealing how people interpret change, imagine common connections, and explore possibilities beyond the limits of current knowledge. The thing is that because of this government shutdown, the society or the they have refused to update people. Even before the government shutdown, we have been seeing countless of updates about the arrival of trial athletes or Anunnakis, but recently it's as if it's been paused. And what does that tell you? I think these guys are just trying to take people unaware. Um, so many people actually believe that these Anunnakis are already present with us. So many people believe that. Anyways, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please don't forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Please forgive me. Under the weather, and I'm just trying my best to put in something here for us. I'll see you when I upload the next one, lovelies. I love you. Give me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not, support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe, leave a thought, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.